Hey, Aries, intuitive soul coach here with your November 2023 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below your video. All right, welcome. This is good for any and all placements of Aries in your chart. Now, Aries, right away here, I feel like a lot of you have been trying to build upon your stability. I'm also getting the words choice, direction, or making a new choice towards a new direction here. So some of you, there's been some weighing up of options here, pros and cons, stay or leave, this direction or that direction. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a couple of choice cards, specifically the twos in your reading. I'm also getting head and heart as well. So in the position of the recent past, you do have the Tower. This does talk about earning power, building a business, making, there it is, sound decisions, possibly even staying in the corporate world or leaving the corporate world to go off on your own. For others of you, it's how do I bring about stability within my financial structure, my career, my money? How do I make this build wealth or build for myself? I'm also getting here building a reputation. Some of you may have had a power play or a power struggle with someone in charge, someone in authority, and there was a little bit of instability. Maybe even questioning, do I still want to be in this position? Is this position still available for me? So I am getting with the Tower, there were a lot of weighing up of options because of maybe some sort of argument or a flux in the economy. There's just a energy here of not feeling like you're on solid footing or solid grounding, but I feel like you are more on solid grounding than you thought, because you see the two legs here, and I feel like you are, I mean, it could be four, of course, but 2 or 4 is both a solid number, and I just seen 224 on the clock as well. So just a confirmation here that you're better off than maybe you think you are, or the thing that you're worrying about or stressing about isn't going to be as challenging or bad as maybe you think. And I'm also getting that you don't want to make a wrong decision here, Aries. Therefore, you may have held back, or you may be holding back making a decision because you don't want to make the wrong one. I get a little bit of back and forth, which Aries, you don't tend to do quite often. I feel like when you do make a decision, you stick through it, but there is something that really got you up in your head here for a moment, but you know now that you made the right decision, because in the present energy, you have the Candle. Here is your action, right? Here is your fire, which you are fire. So this is all about hustle, manifesting money. It can be about management as well, high rank, visibility. And again, I'm getting the word reputation. So whether this is a reputation within your business, some of you are getting really raving reviews. You may be getting good feedback, great compliments. I do sense here that your work is not going unnoticed. Some of you may have even taken a step back at times from making the decisions because you've made so many in the past. Even though this sounds a little bit counterintuitive for the taking action, I feel like there's more people here helping, or more people in on the mix, whether this is your clients, your patients, employees, other people, because you do have management here. So I feel like this is important that other people are on the same page, other people are on the same, at the same table, where you're able to have ideas flow between you. This could also be hiring someone to help, or hiring maybe a business coach or an expert, a financial advisor. I'm getting that here as well. You may run a lot in the month of November. You may be busy. You may be very active. Your mind may be running. Your feet may be running. But this is about ambition after a time of feeling a little bit stagnant, because the fire is lit here for you, Aries. So I like this. This is you feeling more empowered. This is more of you feeling like you. I'm getting here authenticity. is the word that's coming to mind. Some of you could even be quite busy this month because you could be vacationing, traveling, going on a business trip, speaking with others, and that's maybe part of the management or part of the table talk or table energy, is because you want to make sure things flow smoothly while you are away, or while you take maybe some paid time off, or if you are a business owner. I do feel like you are excited about putting some new product or sales out there. Okay, but I also sense you're taking a little bit of time for you. Now, in the near future, you do have the gold bar. This talks about solid finances. So whatever decision you made here in the past, Aries, it's actually going to pay off in a very, very profound way. So this is great news here. You've invested your time, your energy, your effort into manifesting something based on deep integrity, based on your values, your morals, your belief system. Now, some of you, you may have moved money around in a bank. I'm getting here something with interest loans or insurance, because you do have the insurance card here as well. So maybe you are speaking to a bank about a loan or about interest rates. Maybe you are looking into making your money. Where can my money grow? I am getting here long-term positions. So you may be setting yourself up for retirement, maybe putting a little bit towards your 401k if that is available, or just looking at your long-term growth. Where can I really grow? Where can I thrive? Where can I make the best kind of bang for my buck? Is that how they say it? Bang for my buck. So I feel like you want to put yourself in a satisfying position financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, all of the above. So you are making changes accordingly here when it comes to your career and your finances, but you're still going to be able to make a living and live a life of not just luxury, but you're going to be able to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. And for some of you, that was what you were questioning. Do I have to live maybe paycheck to paycheck, or do I have to struggle, or will it always be so messy or so challenging? And I do see here a lot of mental struggle, a lot of mental energy, but you're going to see real quickly, especially by the end of 2023, that yes, in fact, decisions that you have made, maybe to sell a property, to sell a business, because I'm getting something here with sales, you may decide that yes, that in fact was for your highest good. Now you do have the spending card here as well. So November, especially if you live or if you celebrate the holiday season, maybe you have a savings account, or maybe you at times need to spend within your budget. Some of you could be spending money for a child, for a birthday. I'm also getting spending a little bit of money on yourself, but you're also saving, because I see that you are making wise decisions with your money, but there could be something that fits within the budget, or something you are budgeting out in the month of November, because you see here the calculator and you see the numbers. So some of you could even be meeting with maybe a tax accountant or an advisor to take a look and see if you can make a payment work for you, or if you can pay something off sooner rather than later. Or again, I'm getting interest rates or insurance here. So just taking a look at the numbers, and I feel like they're actually going to pay off for you. Now, if you are going on vacation, if this is a business trip, I sense that there could be some sort of difficulty with a business credit card or a business transaction. Just make sure, of course, I know you would anyway, make sure that you have the receipts, because you may have to get reimbursed. You may have to use your personal card and then get reimbursed. Now, for those of you that are going on a vacation that's for personal reasons or pleasure, I feel like you're going to be able to spend a little bit and yet have fun within your means. Okay, so some of you could even be booking a travel trip in the month of November. It doesn't mean you take it in November, but you could be booking some sort of tickets. I feel like it's important to get insurance, or just read the fine print here. Okay, so there's also a better deal coming in, I see, for you when it comes to finances, when it comes to career. Some of you could also be negotiating some PTO, some time off, possibly even some insurance or benefits if that is important for you in a package deal. A lot of you are going to be negotiating. So let's dive in and take a look at what we have coming in for you in the month of November. What is the overall energy for Aries in the month of November, please? I might just have to pull from these cards because they're a little bit big for my hands. So let's just pull a card here. The Lovers. This is the choice card, or it used to be anyway. So remember what I said earlier in your reading, head and heart. So you have the Lovers card showing up, which is all about choosing love in all forms, showing yourself a little bit more compassion, more kindness. It's also about being able to love what you're doing and mean what you say what you mean. I'm also getting here committing to a choice that you make, because again, it says choices here, and this is your overall energy. So again, there are some deep decisions or choices that you are either still pondering through with the Tower in the past here. Now, this doesn't mean it has to be represented like the Tower in tarot, but I certainly sense that there's a sound decision that you are either making or you have made that you're still trying to deal with. Did I do the right thing, or is this in my highest good? And I'm getting here that the answer is yes, because you have the gold bar as your future energy here. So when the Lovers card shows up, this is Gemini energy. It's about balanced decisions. It is about partnerships and soul contracts. Now, some of you, the reason why you are definitely going back and forth, is because there were issues around disharmony or distrust. Okay, and some of you were feeling a little bit indecisive because you weren't quite sure if you were maybe going to get that job offer. I also get that if some of you requested some time off, but you haven't heard yet from your boss or the people that you've worked with, I feel like you will get that approved, okay? So the Lovers card is definitely about balanced decisions and balancing the head and the heart instead of feeling so pulled in one way or the other, or feeling completely discombobulated where the head's way over here, the heart's over here, and everything in between is spiraling, right? With the Tower, I feel like you are committing to your choice and you're going to see it through. There's something here that you're seeing it through. And I'm also getting, now this may be random, okay, it may not resonate with everyone, but I feel if there was someone who spoke harsh words, or maybe they took credit for your work, they're going to try to make it up to you by being extra kind. But you may say, you know, I'm not ready to kind of deal with this yet, or accept your apology in whatever form that comes through. So please take that as it resonates, because someone may have broken your trust, but now they're trying to make up for it, is what I'm getting here. All right, let's take a look and see what the challenge or the block could be for you, Aries, in the month of November. All right, how do we want this here? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the challenge is the Ace of Cups, which is quite interesting here because you have the Lovers showing up as your main energy. So again, you know what you want to do. You know what makes you happy. You know what emotions fuel and light your fire here with the candle. But because there may not be that opportunity or that option, or maybe it doesn't feel at times like things are happening for you in your timing, it can be a little bit stressful, because the Ace of Cups, this is about joy. It's about fulfillment and divine inspiration here. But because we have it as the challenge, some of you really are focusing on filling your own cup at this time. Again, the challenge could be being kinder to yourself, understanding, learning, having a sense of deep awareness, not just for you and your situation and your position, Aries, but for other people around you. And that can be challenging when someone hurt you that you work with. It can be challenging when things aren't happening in your timing, or if you've been rejected, denied, betrayed, lied to. So I'm definitely seeing here that this month you're working through some heart stuff, right? This month it's important for you to get in touch with your emotions and come to a realization. Come to a realization that you are having this experience for your ultimate growth. And you're going to see here that, yes, you have more manifesting abilities. It wouldn't surprise me to see the magician showing up at some point in your reading, but I get that you have the opportunity to bring in a lot of abundance. We do see the Empress showing up above you. I'm also getting that there could even be volunteer work, or you may be helping someone out. Maybe someone comes to you and asks for help, but you're such a generous soul that you want to help them, but you know that maybe they haven't came through in the past. Maybe they've never paid you back. This could be a family member. It could be someone's asked you for a favor at work, or they've put a lot of work on your shoulders. It's important to set healthy boundaries this month as well. Say yes when you mean it, say no when you mean it. But because you have the Nautilus here, I feel like fulfillment is on the horizon, but it's up to you to really go within and have that sense of inner awareness so you can bring about that pure joy. Because when we're looking for that outside of ourselves or externally, it can be difficult to find ourselves in that place of divine inspiration. So that is your challenge for the month, Aries. Now, what's below you here? You have the Chariot. Look at all these major arcanas here. So you have the Lovers, you have the Chariot below you, and you have the Empress above you. So in the past, there may have been some quick movement, quick motivation. The Chariot can also be about travel. For some of you, this could be company vehicle. Maybe you travel for your career. Maybe you drive semi trucks. Maybe you're an Uber driver. I'm also getting there could be road trips. Some of you traveled long distances for work, and that could be what's coming to an end for some of you if that was a struggle or a stress to your mental health, because I'm getting here traffic and I'm seeing horns and I'm seeing a lot of waiting. Okay, so for some of you, maybe you had been planning this trip a long time ago. I also get some of you want to travel for a living. Okay, maybe it's a part of your career. You could work in hospitality. Maybe you want to run an Airbnb. I'm also sensing here something with tourism, travel agency, airport, flight, maybe learning how to fly a plane, learning how to drive a specific vehicle. Maybe you're getting your CDL license. I'm getting also some sort of machinery, okay? Someone around you, or maybe you yourself works with machinery or deals with machinery. But the Chariot energy here is about victory. It's all about raw power. So because you have it below you, this is the foundation that you've set up for yourself, is to succeed even when it doesn't feel like you are succeeding. Remember, Aries, that on the steps towards success is also the step of failure. And so many times we get that confused. We think that failure is way over here and success is way over here. And if we're in failure, that we're doing it all wrong, right? But really, if you look at it in the form of a step, right, or a ladder, or just, stepping stones, failure is part of the process here. So don't let yourself get stuck up or hung up on that step, because it's part of the growth. It's part of the process. There was a little bit of a hang up. I'm seeing a little bit of a delay, but you got yourself out of it, or you are finding solutions at this time to get yourself out of a pickle. If you're in a pickle here, but for some of you, I feel like you've already done a lot of work where you're going to reap the rewards of your hard work here. So raw power, sheer force is the word that's coming to mind. Sheer force. So some of you really had to dig in quite deep. I'm getting the Strength card here as well. So there could have been big changes around August of 2023. I'm also getting 2021 may have been a significant year for some of you as well. And I'm hearing the name Crystal. Crystal, maybe it's a place, a person, a location. Maybe some of you are holding a crystal. Maybe you're looking at one as I said that there. But the Horse card is powerful energy, and it's all about, again, raw power, victory, and forward movement after feeling a little bit stagnant or stuck. Now, we have here in the recent past, the Five of Pentacles. Yes, some of you went through a little bit of possibly a dark period, maybe a loss of identity, loss of home, loss of finances, loss of even dignity or integrity at times. You're wondering, who the hell am I, right? What are my morals? I feel like there's a strong sense of self now, but in the past, there may have been something that shook you up where you went through a dark night of the soul. Maybe you felt a little bit of loneliness, or you did feel lost. You didn't feel that connection with spirit, with the divine, with your higher self. You may have felt a little bit lonely on your path, lonely on your journey. So when the Five of Pentacles shows up here, I feel like some of you are taking a hard look at your finances. Maybe you neglected them in the past, and that may be why you have the spending, because some of you, you didn't want to really look at maybe how far in debt you were, or you didn't want to look at your finances, or maybe some of you had no clue how much you were spending each month. You could be getting that back in track. Maybe you're budgeting. Maybe you've downloaded an app that you can put your, finances into. For some of you, you're taking steps, excuse me, you're taking steps to consolidate here and to plan for your future. So you have a little bit more money to spend on things that, yes, of course, that you need, but things that you desire as well. I'm getting here building up or building back up after some sort of a loss. But the Five of Pentacles also is about not letting pride get in the way. And sometimes we can let pride get in the way when help is being offered to us in whatever shape, size, or form that shows up as, whether it is help financially, whether it's help with energy, with time. I feel like you are now saying yes, because there's stronger boundaries as well, but you're saying no when you mean it, yes when you mean it, and you're also doing what you need to do to build yourself back up and make decisions that you can trust. Because some of you made decisions in the past that you had to deal with the consequences of, but that makes you human. It doesn't make you, bad or distrusting or not loyal or honest, right? So what's showing up above you, you have the Empress represented as the cow, and cows are very, very resourceful, right? They show up in many different ways. And so I feel like you are very abundant with resources here, but sometimes we only focus on, the monetary, or we focus just on how much money is in our bank account, right? Or we focus on, how much we're bringing home. But when you start to look at abundance in all different forms, right? Emotional wealth, mental health, physical wealth, looking at it all different ways, things that you have, your assets, the people around you, the support that you have, the energy that you have. So it's really a powerful moment of abundance, creativity, and fertility, because there is something here that if you really drop down to your heart center and trust in your higher self and trust in your conscious self as well, not let the pride get in the way at times, because we all do it. We're all guilty of it. After all, we are supposed to have this ego, having this human experience. So many people get caught up in the ego is such a bad thing, right? We need the ego. And the way I like to see it is, if fear starts to creep in, because fear comes from the ego center, which is the mind, right? I feel like it's important to say, all right, ego, jump in the back seat and buckle up, but you're not in the driver's seat here, because whatever you are focusing on, you're actually expanding, because you're quite fertile at this time, Aries. So when you set your sight, or in this case, set your heart to something, because that's your main energy here, you're going to be highly successful in whatever that success means for you. Let's take a look and see what's showing up in the near future. And this one came out very smoothly. So some of you, this is going to be a smooth transition. It's going to be a smooth decision to make if you do have a decision to make in the future. I'm getting a sense of ease. Okay, we have, yeah, it's going to be a lot easier than you think. You have the Eight of Swords. So for some of you, remember what we said in the beginning of your reading about feeling a little bit disconnected or fearful of taking the next step because something in the past didn't turn out the way that maybe you wanted, or the way that you hoped, or maybe there was rejection, or you're still dealing with the consequence of maybe a choice that you made, or a choice that was thrust upon you by the outside world. The Eight of Swords says that you're getting yourself out of some sort of self-imposed prison. This is my self-sabotage card at times, but what's happening here, and this is interesting because as soon as I looked at this pangolin, It reminded me of the Hanged Man. And even though it's the Five of Pentacles, I was getting a strong Hanged Man vibe. And this is about new perspective. So if some of you are needing to shift your perspective or your belief around money, around finances, around how you perceive certain people or situations, that's all changing because some of you are telling yourself a story based on something that happened here in the past, right? Something that looked a little bit challenging or negative with the Five of Pentacles, right? You were basing it on a sense of loss of a home for some of you, feeling lonely, feeling isolated, rejected, or denied for new positions, new job opportunities. Some of you went through some personal loss, some personal changes in your world, and you did go through a deep healing. I'm also getting health may have been a big factor for some of you on a personal level that affected your finances. Now, the Eight of Swords is all about moving forward. And look at this woodpecker. He is, again, I'm getting that energy of fierce, like fierce freedom. I am determined to move forward and get myself into a better position and a better perspective because he's moving forward. He looks to, the forward energy here. He's definitely telling himself a new story instead of replaying the same one out, right? Because woodpeckers, they peck the same hole so they can get to the juiciness of the middle of the tree so they can get their food. And I feel like you are staying fierce and you're staying determined to get what it is that you want, but the way that you're seeing it is through a different lens. Instead of pecking at something and telling yourself this is causing havoc to my beak, right? Instead of saying this is, banging my head up against a glass ceiling or I'm not getting anywhere here and telling yourself that story, you're telling yourself, okay, how is this happening for me? How can I shift the way that I see things so the way I see things shift, right? So you're looking at it from a different angle, a different perspective, but you're still going towards that overall goal that you've wanted for yourself, whether that goal is retirement, maybe it's saving up for a new home. It could be, do I buy, do I sell, do I change, do I leave, right? So whatever it is for you, you're definitely gaining a new perspective here that's going to help you now and in the long run. Let's take a look and see how you're doing because this is all about you. And I do feel that, again, there's that energy of fierceness, just a lot of fierce energy around you. And it makes sense because if your fire is relighting within you, you probably have a lot of brilliant ideas. You're probably manifesting money quite well and manifesting a new job opportunity. So let's see how you're feeling. Four of Wands, hummingbird. How ironic you have two birds here showing up. Actually, you have the birds in the very middle of your energy with the lovers, but you have the hummingbird and you're feeling like a homecoming. This is really quite wonderful. The Four of Wands is one of the most beautiful minor arcanas because you feel like you're coming home. And this is so interesting because in the past, you have loss of home. And now here, you're finally coming home. There's a sense of a homecoming here. So for some of you, you could be feeling more stable within a home. Okay, this could be literal for some of you have lost a home, but now you're able to stay where you feel more safe, more secure. For others of you, you're coming home to an opportunity that makes you and helps you feel more alive within your career. It could be a new offer that you've wanted for quite some time. For others of you, you're feeling better inside, right? Inside, and it's reflecting in your outer world. Because again, some of you went through a deep loss, some deep health concerns or issues, but now you are able to rest a little bit. I love this. It says rest after labor. Because you see here with the Empress, the abundance is available. The abundance is flowing in. It's within your energy. It's above you. So we see that there has been a yes to an opportunity. There has been a choice that maybe has been even made here. And it's leaving you in a sense of nirvana or a sense of, yes, I know why things didn't work out in the past. I now understand why there was a delay, excuse me, or I've realize the consequence that came from some actions in the past, but I'm not going to let that define me. I'm going to pick up myself and move forward here in a new abundant way, and I'm going to get rewards based on my hard work. but those rewards are coming from within, right? Whatever they may be for you. It could be a reward in health because you've switched gears. It could be a reward for your time, your efforts. I'm getting volunteer. Some of you, it's of your service. So if you've been of service, some of you are light workers, some of you are healers, some of you, maybe you work in, I'm getting banking, insurance, some of you work in, again, tourism, hospitality, whatever it is that you do. There is a little bit of rest coming for you in the month of November with that vacation. And it doesn't mean that you're getting on a plane or a train or even taking a road trip, although you could, or you're prepping or planning for it. But you're taking a little bit of downtime to maybe even spend time with those that you love, right? Could be a mother, could be a father energy as well, even though I don't see the Emperor. But I am getting with that Empress, some of you may have even had a mother who is in a condition or health that maybe you had to take care of, or they may have crossed over. There could be some sort of inheritance here showing up. I am getting here the 10 of Pentacles. Let's take a look here and see what's showing up in your environment. What do we have for Aries environment, please? The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is represented by the Scorpion. So there certainly could be people around you that are at times challenging you, but as it says here on the 9 of Wands, this is about resolving conflict, resolving situations that were difficult. You're almost there. The 9 is one step away from the 10, so you're closer than you think here. Don't give up. I don't feel like you will, because it says here resilience, and you are very resilient. There's nothing here that you cannot get through. Remember, Aries, everything you've gone through and everything that you will go through, you've already set your soul contract up to experience it, because your soul is strong enough to endure and go through that, right? So even though it may have been the worst of the worst and it may have brought you to your knees at times, maybe it wasn't that bad for some of you, but I do feel that it's caused you to step into this warrior type of energy, right? You have your bravery. So a lot of you, you've had to face adversity. You've had to face difficulties in the workforce. Some of you were scrutinized. Maybe you were criticized by your race, by your age, by your sex, whatever it may be for you. I feel like there has been a little bit of adversity, a little bit of struggle, and maybe you've gotten stung at times with the Scorpio, but you are finding a resolution here, and your resilience is paying off. So I'm loving this energy in your environment. Even though the 9 of Wands gets that rap of a wounded warrior, I feel like, yeah, you are, but you're not letting yourself, that wound, hold you back. You're actually letting yourself come up stronger because of it, okay? Some of you, it may feel like a mental wound, physical, emotional, spiritual, because I do see, yes, you've taken a couple of hits here, but you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and there's some favorable news coming in for you. So what are your hopes and fears? We have here the Hermit. You're hoping that you can gain a sense of ascension through this whole process, and you absolutely will. And I feel like you have, because your energy is ascending. And with this ascension, you can no longer perceive things in the old way. And that's why you have this 8 of Swords showing up in your future position, because it says that there's a new perspective here, because you've ascended, you've grown, you're no longer the same Aries that you were, even 5 months ago. So this is about illumination. Things are being illuminated to you at this time. You may have had to go off on your own, or maybe some of you are ready to come out of hiding, come out of hibernation. But this is about gaining that deep introspection in order for you to, become, in a sense, illuminated, in order for you to open that crown chakra, to receive messages from the divine, receive messages from your highest good, and trust that you are walking that soul's journey and walking in the path that is for your highest good. And I would say here that you absolutely are. You've learned a lot. You can see there with the Moon card, when it comes to your career and your finances, yes, things haven't always been easy, right? There was a lot that may have been even exposed with the Moon, but this is about you trusting your intuition, and you're going to be able to do this more now that you've ascended into this new perspective, this new energy, and this new paradigm in a sense. Let's take a look at the final outcome. What is the final outcome here? For Aries for the month of November, you receive 2 final outcome cards. Beautiful. You have the 8 of Cups and you have the 4 of Swords. There is more energy here of rest. Some of you may be resting and then walking away. There could be a 2-week time period. With the 4 of Swords, this is a time of a little bit of quiet reflection, waiting until the right time. But I feel like because you have the Hermit, you may be saying, am I going to be in this period forever, or is this going to be something I need to work on? Because sometimes we want things to speed up, right? The egoic part of us says, well, we want this now. We want this in our timing. But sometimes the soul says it's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Trust that all is well. Allow yourself to be present. Allow yourself to just embrace the energy that is right in front of you right now. Embrace this ascension, this perspective shift, and embrace the abundance all around you. Share the wealth as well, because you have here with the Sloth, you have a time to just kind of pause, take care of you, travel, vacation if you can. So I'm getting here that this 4 of Swords, if you felt burnt out in the past, mentally, physically, emotionally, there's going to be a little bit of downtime for you. But once you allow yourself to rest, then you're moving on, okay? Because then you're truly seeing things from that perspective shift. It's making sure that you're not escaping or you're not running away from what you need to look at, which I don't feel like you are. I feel like because you have it partnered with the 4, and there's that 4 and that 8. Didn't we talk about that in the beginning? Maybe it was the 2 and the 4 that we talked about here. But look at all of these solid numbers. You're more solid, more stable than maybe you think. Even though, yes, this period could be it feels unstable at times, economy-wise, maybe within your career, maybe even within a business sector. But you're healing. You're doing a lot of quiet reflection. You're gaining knowledge. You're ascending. And you're moving on from the old. You're actually, with the 8 of Cups, you are moving towards your 9th cup, your wish fulfillment, because remember, that's your challenge here, is the Ace of Cups. Partnered with the 8 of Cups is the 9. So hang tight. And that 9 is also the 9 of Wands that we see here. So a lot of you could even be retiring this year in 2023, or if there's been a job shift or a change, something that you've really wanted, don't give up, Spirit is saying here. Rest, pause. I'm getting here the words rapport. So allow yourself to fill your own cup. Take some time for some you time, right? I'm also getting spending time with the people that you love, the people that support you, spending time on maybe even learning or educating yourself, doing things that bring you joy, bring you happiness and pleasure. Because again, the 8 and the 1 is that 9, and you're closer than you think you are. But there may be a little bit of a pause to reflect, to take a little bit of time out before you fully align with this energy of manifesting money. Okay, because this is high rank. This is about you being seen, being heard, being valued. And I see that happening here. But if you've been running yourself bone dry, okay, this is reminding you to stay present and focus on that self-care and healing. But with this 8 of Cups, you have here the true seeing. So 8 of Cups is moving towards something that is deeper. Don't ignore the call to do something different. Don't ignore the call to go in a new direction or a new path. And that may be why you have the vacation, or that may be why we're getting here travel or expansion, new opportunities, because I feel like you are being guided to kind of shift gears a little bit. Keep the goal that you've set out for yourself, but the way in which you see it is what's changing here. So this is really quite beautiful. All right, let's take a look here and get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. Whoa, right away, flexibility. Okay, flexibility. And you have thinker at the bottom of the deck. So be flexible in your thinking, in your perspective, in the way that you kind of unpack. There is an energy here of unpacking or unloading some of those mental stressors. Channeling some of that energy in healthy ways can be beneficial for you at this time. Doing yoga, stretching the neck region, stretching the hips, getting out and moving the body is very important for you in the month of November, but it's also card 19. Some of you are born on the 19th, or 19 could be significant, but 19 in tarot is also the sun. And that sun is about enjoying the abundance, the happiness, the success that is coming in or is already available to you. It may not be showing up in the form or shape that you had hoped, but can you see all of the abundance? When we see it from a holistic point of view, it really shifts the game here. So I like the flexibility card. Stay flexible, because you may realize that based on maybe a choice that you made, or maybe you didn't make for that matter, there could be another opportunity coming in for you to say, yes, that is it. And it's going to be a smooth transition. I see that here for you with the Eight of Swords, something that may have even been difficult in the past, because you have that shift, that perspective change. It's not going to look like something in the past, and you're going to go into it smoothly. But yes, there's going to be fear. There may be a little bit of hesitation, but ultimately you're going to make some decisions that are based on your morals, your beliefs, your values, and it's going to pay off in a very big way. All right, let's get a message here from the Shaman's Dream Oracle. Let's see here. Let's do the Shaman's Dream Oracle. And then lastly, we'll get a spirit animal. What else do we have here, please? For Aries, career, finances, money, wealth, abundance, November 2023. All right, you have here Eye on the Needle, intentionality. Look at that. It's also card 17, which is the star card, which is about inspiration and guidance. So you are being divinely guided at this time. I absolutely feel that without a doubt. Well, this is like the eye of the needle. Exactly, right? It's setting your perspective, your intention on what it is that you want. And it says, this is about positive outcomes. This is about clarity. If you look through the eye of a needle, Aries, what do you see? Summon the experience of being so singularly focused on the task ahead that it becomes natural to remove everything that is superfluous, every distraction, every non-essential, so you succeed. What is, in this case, the definition of success? In order for the threading of the needle to happen, everything not in alignment with your goal needs to go. And that's what that Eight of Swords is all about. Or excuse me, Eight of Cups. That is about you removing and walking away from anything that's not in alignment, that's not getting in the center there of that needle. This is the only way you'll get what you need. Shrewd discernment, the willingness to winnow down the needle thread, connection to its existence. The eye of the needle looks so tiny, but once your intention threads through it, a vast opportunity is presented on the other side. The needle can mend. It can sew things together to make something meaningful and new. You are experiencing success right now. Stay true to your desires, to the work you need to accomplish, so you are laser focused on the experience of creating and manifesting. The outcome is assured by divine forces. Beautiful energy here. Yeah, the eye of the needle. Set your intentions. Don't lose sight of the goal, and eliminate and get rid of any distractions that are not helping. And maybe even, again, pause, take a little bit of a break to allow yourself to reassess, right? To prioritize, to take a look and say, is this really helping me? Is that belief system? Is this aligned with my integrity? So do a little bit of soul searching, but don't think too hard. Don't get in your mind. There's a difference between soul searching and really getting the answers on a deep soul level, and then letting the mind talk us into things based on experiences that we've gone through in the past. All right, and last but not least, we're going to get a message here from your spirit animal. So at this time, Aries, I just ask if you can Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, the belly area. Nice big deep breath in. And with your eyes closed, I want you to tune into your third eye center, the area between your eyebrows. And upon your exhale, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye the first animal or animals that show up in your third eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. Maybe it's an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animal is wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be an animal that you have currently at your home, one that's crossed your path in the great outdoors recently, or maybe even one that's visited through your dreams. It could be one that's crossed over the rainbow bridge and you still think about to this day. There is no right or wrong answer, Aries. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is post your power animals. You can have more than one if you'd like. Post them in the comment section box below this video. And I personally will enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one lucky winner around the first of each month and post right back here on this channel. So again, comment below. I would love to see your animals. And this is so amazing here. I'm loving this. We have 4, 4, which equals 8. And Panther was what I seen in my mind's eye here. And you have the bunny as well. So Rabbit Spirit says now is a lucky time. Yes, it is. It's all about fertility, which we see showing up for you. We see it coming in above. We see that's what you are manifesting from the spiritual to the physical realms with fertility here. Some of you may be 49 years old. You may be 42 or 44. A lot of 4 energy here. And then we also have, and you have the 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, right? And this is a really beautiful, and as I said that I seen 4614 on the clock. So some of you could be seeing 4s because you are changing up the structure of your stability, of your foundation, and your planning. But this is all coming from an internal place. And that's the best place, right? Because when we let other people, external influences, affect our stability, then it's shaky. But when you are really going within and rebuilding, there's the true winner. There's the true success here. So know that now is a lucky time for you. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. And there are beautiful opportunities that I feel you are taking the steps to walk towards, right? You're not waiting for something to fall in your lap. You're not waiting for, this big, great thing to come in for you. You are the one that realizes and understands that you're in this vortex of manifesting here the abundance that you seek by the choices that you make right here, right now. Know that, yes, now is a lucky time. You're very fertile. You're very creative, and you have the Midas touch. Next, you have Armadillo. I love it. It says set healthy boundaries. And we talked about this as well. It's also card 3. There's more Empress energy here. So yeah, say yes when you mean it. Say no when you mean it. Now, healthy boundaries. This is something very interesting. And I heard this the other day and immediately it rang true for me. So many times we confuse healthy boundaries with putting a wall up. And because you have the Lovers, I'm going to talk about this here for a moment, but sometimes we put a wall up and we say, well, that's a boundary, right? But a boundary is like that fence, right? A fence that, okay, please ask me if we can come through, or here's a button to open it up. It's a yes or a no, right? In a sense, it's about knowing where you stand and where your energy is at and where someone else is. When we build a wall, right? That wall doesn't allow anyone to come in or out. So make sure that you aren't building a wall. You're building healthy boundaries. And lastly here, we have the Otter. I love it. The Otter says you are never alone. And this is the energy of love. It's also card 42, which breaks down to 6. And that is your overall energy for the month of November is the Lovers. So know that you are never alone because that's a fear of yours. I see that here with the Hermit showing up. Whether it's a fear that you're going to end up alone, that maybe you'll wind up lonely in a nursing home or in your home, or nobody's going to take care of you, no one will love you, you won't have enough money, right? We all think about these things at times, especially when we start creeping closer to, illnesses or things that challenge us to the core. But Spirit is saying here, remember and remind yourself every single day that you are never alone. And there's two of those otters together there as well. So there could be some sort of partnership coming in here for you as well. This could be also a choice to kind of bring down that wall. For those of you who have put up a wall based on being hurt in the past, right? Bring down that wall, change the perspective, know that you're not alone, that you have support, you have love, you have financial abundance, you have emotional abundance. When you can see it all from, again, that holistic point of view, that in itself is a success. So you have otter, armadillo, panther, and rabbit are your animals for the month of November 2023. That is what I have for you, Aries. I hope this resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. And it certainly, excuse me, it certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I do read all of the comments, not just the ones of the animals, but each and every one of them. I'm so grateful. You guys are my soul tribe, my community. Again, if you're vibing with the energy here and haven't already hit that subscribe and bell button, please do so. Thank you so very much, Aries. Lots of love.